him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-ma-gob, it's time for the only news that matters on Black Sabbath Sunday. And with the release of Blizzard of Oz on September 12, 1980, Ozzy Osbourne initiated one of the most improbable career comebacks in rock history, silencing scores of unbelievers who felt the former Black Sabbath singer could never make it on his own. Ozzy Osbourne himself could be considered one of those doubters. Indeed, so low was Ozzy Osbourne's self-esteem after being dismissed from Black Sabbath in April of 1979 that he would waste months wallowing in self-pity, sequestered in a seedy LA motel while continuing to indulge in his numerous vices. In the end, it took an outcast of similar proportions, future manager and later wife Sharon Osbourne, to come into Ozzy Osbourne's rescue at the time when she was looking to break ranks with her father, legendary artist-manager Don Arden, who coincidentally was in charge of Black Sabbath's ongoing career. Ozzy and Sharon saw something in each other no one else did: hope. So they started searching for accomplices also willing to take a chance on the singer. Though the going was tough at first, the only label willing to offer a contract was Jet Records, owned by Sharon's dad. They eventually hit the jackpot, and soon-to-be former Quiet Riot guitarist prodigy Randy Rhoads, who amazed Ozzy with his talent and songwriting abilities. Randy Rhoads flew to England in November of 1979 to join Osbourne and Australian-born bassist Bob Daisley for rehearsals in the seclusion of the Welsh countryside, backed by a virtual cavalcade of stand-in drummers. But after nearly giving the gig to future Praying Mantis man Dave Potts, it was another veteran musician, longtime Uriah Heep drummer Lee Kerslake, who wound up completing the formation and formally baptized as the Blizzard of Oz. By a suggestion, that was a suggestion from Ozzy's dad, actually. By this point, 1979 had turned into 1980, winter into spring, and Osbourne's former bandmates in Black Sabbath has piled on the pressure to deliver a triumph form in Heaven and Hell, their first studio album with Ronnie James Dio, which bowled over fans and critics and me, and quickly shot into the UK top 10. All this while Ozzy Osbourne was hard at work at the Ridge Farm studio, hacking away at their yet untitled debut. Having dispensed with the original producer Chris Tangeri's early choosing to produce themselves as a help with engineer Max Norman, Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads, Lee Kerslake, and Bob Daisley, and session keyboardist Don Airey closed ranks around a stunning set of songs anchored by Rhoads' masterful classical-inspired leads and rhythm guitar work. Daisley's lyrics are amazing, and Kerslake's song arranging experience, and Osbourne's amazing charismatic voice. The result became longtime staples of Osbourne's concert performances, especially the songs I Don't Know and Crazy Train and Suicide Solution. Nestled amidst these popular all-time favorites was a heartfelt ballad, Goodbye to Romance. It was Ozzy's sad adieu to Black Sabbath. A pair of relentless heavy rockers in No Bone Movies and Steal Away the Night. The twin showcases of Randy's versatile talents in the acoustic interlude of D and the neoclassical epic and best song on the album, if you ask me, Revelation Mother Earth. Blizzard of Oz, as the album was ultimately named so that Ozzy Osbourne's brand could be given top billing, to the chagrin of some of those involved. It gave Osbourne exactly the kind of impressive retort needed to silence his critics and counter Black Sabbath's own confident rebirth behind Dio. Blizzard wouldn't perform as strongly out of the gate from lack of promotion support, and it didn't even gain a US release until March of 1981, but it would ultimately win the marathon, selling more than 5 million copies worldwide. Ironically, just weeks after the album's European release, yet still months away from its arrival in America, Ozzy Osbourne's band was already hard at work recording its follow-up, Diary of a Madman. What the rhythm section of Daisley and Kerslake never saw coming, after everything they've contributed to Osbourne's resurrection, was their impending and unceremonious replacement by Rudy Sarzo and Tommy Aldridge. Adding insult to injury, both musicians were actually photographed for the new album sleeve. The cold-blooded act Betrayal spelled the end of the Blizzard of Oz band, but of course the Blizzard of Oz album would transcend such petty behavior and go down as a heavy metal classic. Its songs have remained the very backbone of Ozzy Osbourne's solo career, well beyond Rhodes' death in 1982. His many six-string replacements, the unfortunate legal battle waged between Ozzy Osbourne's organization and the album's rhythm section, and of course Ozzy Osbourne's own credibility, adventures, and misadventures over ensuing decades. All of it thanks to the unlikely career turnaround by Blizzard of Oz and the large, talented case in the characters who contribute to it, its creation and success. Hell yeah, there you go, man. You know, I was around back then, but you know, I didn't have the internet, and you know, I only can go by what I read in Circus and Hit Parader back then. It didn't have no details, you know. I don't recall reading that Ozzy was out of Black Sabbath till I heard Heaven and Hell. I might have, but you got to remember, it's 45 years ago. But I don't remember. I don't remember that Ozzy was out of Black Sabbath. And then, you know, at the time, everybody thought he was a loser. It was all going to, you know, fade away. I was a fresh Black Sabbath fanatic by that time. I think it was like late 78 is when they officially became my favorite band. So, you know, anything I saw in the magazines, of course, I would read. But I don't recall ever reading Ozzy was out of Sabbath. But it's been 45 freaking years. Anyway, this album's a masterpiece. I got it in 81. I saw the tour. I'm so happy. I got to see Randy Rhoads at least once, man. That was an amazing, amazing experience. And it's an album that I played over and over and over again through the decades. Yeah, kind of burnt out. It's not the Ozzy album I would grab for. I would definitely put on Diary of a Madman before Blizzard of Oz. But, I don't know. I'm not one that has good ear productions, but I always said that Blizzard of Oz is kind of like, to me, like Kiss, Hotter Than Hell. The production's very muffly. I love it, but it's muffly. But what Max Norman did on Diary was the sound just jumped out. And, you know, I even think the songs are a little better on Diary. Not a lot would agree with that one, but let me tell you, man. Should I rank the album? You guys already know it's my favorite. I already said it. But I might as well. Yeah, you got, through my brain. I'll put D at the bottom, even though it's beautiful, but it's a little tiny instrumental. Well, actually, and I know many won't agree with me on this, but at the very bottom, under D, I would put Me Looking at You, Looking at Me. I don't really get that song, to tell you the truth. I don't think it's horrible, but it's definitely my least favorite. I'd prefer D over that. And then, I love it, but No-Bo Movies. No-Bo Movies is a fun tune. I absolutely love that song. Then, I'll go with Goodbye to Romance, but I'll tell you this, man. If it was the Goodbye to Romance version that came in that box set, the Blizzard of Oz reissue thing, it'd be much higher. Where it's only Ozzy and Randy with no drums or bass. Fucking gorgeous, man. But I'll put right there. And then Crazy Train. Should I put Goodbye to Romance over Crazy Train? No, I won't. Crazy Train. It was the first song I heard on the radio and loved it. Bought the album on the strength of that one song. But it's definitely not the best on here in my opinion. But it is his most popular song. I'm trying to think what else. Suicide Solution. That'll be my next one. Then I Don't Know. No. Yeah, I Don't Know. No, and then number 2, Steal Away the Night. I love that damn song. I put that way up there. Could it be a dream come true now that I am here with you? Man, that's just so amazing. Bob Daisley was such an amazing lyricist and bass player, and it's all over this album. But yeah, Steal Away the Night. And yes, my favorite is definitely Revelation Mother Earth. It's a masterpiece. And that little section with the keyboards and stuff before Randy comes in and just messes everybody up. One of his greatest guitar solos. If not his greatest guitar solo. You know, his Revelation Mother. That or Believer. I have a hard time with that. But anyway, hey, this is news. That's why it's on The Only News That Matters. Sometimes the only news that matters dips into the past. That's right. We time travel here. We got the correct amount of gigawatts. So thank you all for watching. Leave your comments below what you feel about Blizzard of Oz. And if you want to rank the songs, go for it. And thank you for watching. I know I said it before, but I doubly thank you. Triply. I just triply did it. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring the little notification bell. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Blizzard of Oz. And smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.